At some point, someone told you to make more money, build your income, get a raise, start a side hustle, hustle harder. The path to financial security is earning more. That's the message everywhere you look. And I remember being early in my career thinking exactly that. If I could just get to a certain number, everything would fall into place. Like there was a salary threshold where life would finally feel stable. So I chased it. I worked more, picked up extra shifts, said yes to everything. And then I got there. And somehow it still didn't feel like enough. That's when someone introduced me to the concept of net worth. Know your number, build wealth. Your net worth is the real measure of financial health. I remember sitting down and actually calculating mine for the first time and being genuinely humbled by what I saw. My income had grown, my net worth had barely moved. Most people hear income and net worth and assume they're saying the same thing. Earn more, have more, simple. Except it isn't. And this is one of the things that I wish someone had explained to me a long time ago, because the confusion between these two numbers leads to some of the most expensive financial mistakes you can make. High income and zero wealth look successful from the outside, but really one emergency away from crisis on the inside. So today we're separating these two numbers completely. Welcome to the part they skipped, the stuff they glossed over, the chapter that wasn't in the textbook, the money conversation on finance that you wish your teachers had with you. If you're new here, hit subscribe. Got a new video every week, and every episode comes with a free PDF. It's the cheat sheet of everything we covered today. Grab it in the description below. Now, before we get into it, I'm not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. Everything I'm going to share here is for educational purposes only. I'm going to give you a framework for how I think about this topic, but your situation is unique. Take what makes sense, leave what doesn't, and if you're making a major financial decision, always talk to a qualified professional first. All right, let's get into it. Here's what I think everyone watching this actually wants. You want to know that money you're working for is building something real, not just covering bills, not just funding a lifestyle. Actually building something that compounds over time and gives you options later. I think about a version of myself years ago, working hard, money was coming in, but at the end of every month, I couldn't really tell you where it went. I didn't feel behind exactly, but I didn't feel ahead either, just kind of treading water. And that feeling is frustrating because you're doing what you were told to do, you're showing up, you're earning, and yet nothing feels like it's building. That feeling is almost a signal that income and net worth are out of alignment. And once you understand the difference between the two, that feeling starts to make a lot more sense. So here's where the confusion lies. Income is straightforward. It's the money coming in, it's your salary, your freelancer revenue, your side hustle. It's a flow, money moving through your life on a regular basis. Net worth is completely different. It's a snapshot. It's what you would have left if you sold everything you own and paid off everything you owe on a single day. Assets minus liabilities. That's it. Here's where people go wrong. They assume a high income automatically produces a high net worth. And it can, but it doesn't have to. I want to paint a picture of two people because I feel like this one lands differently when you actually see it. Person A gets a raise. First thing that happens, new car. Nicer apartment, a few more subscriptions, a couple more dinners out. Nothing crazy, just a natural upgrade that feels earned. And it is earned, but by the time the dust settles, the extra income is completely absorbed. At the end of the month, the gap between what comes in and what goes out looks almost identical to what it was before the raise. I remember doing this. I got a pay increase, and within about 3 months, my expenses had quietly expanded to meet it. I didn't make any dramatic decisions. It just happened. A little here, a little there, and suddenly the raise was gone without me ever really seeing it. That's called lifestyle inflation. And it's sneaky because none of the individual decisions feel irresponsible. It's just a natural human tendency to upgrade when you can afford to. The problem is it keeps the gap, the part that actually builds wealth, permanently small. Now, person B gets the same raise. They pause and they decide that half of that increase goes straight into their investment account before they ever see it. The lifestyle stays mostly the same. The gap grows and the net worth starts moving. Same income increase, Completely different outcomes a decade later. And the difference wasn't discipline in some painful way. It was just a decision made once at the right moment. So here's the framework shift that changed how I think about this entirely. Stop measuring your financial health by your income. Start measuring it by your gap. The gap is the difference between what you earn and what you spend. That gap, and only that gap, is what builds net worth over time. Everything else is noise. A high income with a small gap builds slow wealth. A moderate income with a large gap builds faster wealth. And that gap invested consistently is what eventually buys you time and freedom. Here's the second part. Net worth is made up of two sides, assets and liabilities. To grow net worth, you either increase assets or decrease liabilities. That's the only math. Assets that build net worth, investment accounts, retirement accounts, real estate equity, business ownership, cash savings. Liabilities that reduce net worth, mortgage balance, car loans, student loans, credit card debt, personal loans. I want you to sit with something for a second. The first time I financed a car, I only thought about one thing. Can I afford the monthly payment? That was the entire evaluation. And I remember feeling good about it because the payment felt manageable. What I didn't think about was this. I had just created an asset that would lose value every single year and a liability that would sit on my books until it was paid off. That is a net worth negative decision. Not because having a car is wrong, but because I made the decision without understanding what it was actually doing to my financial picture. Once you start seeing every major financial decision through the lens of assets and liabilities, the way you evaluate choices completely changes. Here's the framework to apply right now. Calculate your net worth today. It takes 10 minutes. List every asset, checking account, savings, investment accounts, retirement accounts, estimated value of any real estate, value of any vehicles, and add them all up. Then list every liability, mortgage balance, car loan balance, student loan balance, credit card balances, any other debt. Add those all up. Assets minus liabilities. That's your number. Write it down. Don't judge it. Just know it. I did this for the first time and the numbers was humbling, but knowing it was the first step to actually moving it. Then do it again in 6 months. The direction that number moves is the real measure of your financial health, not your salary, not your title, not what your lifestyle looks like from the outside. Two things to carry from this. First, protect and grow the gap. Every raise is a decision point. You can expand the lifestyle or expand the gap. One of those builds freedom. Second, before every major financial decision, ask one question. Does this move my net worth in the right direction? Assets up, liabilities down. That's the whole game. Apply what makes sense for your situation. Well, that's it for today. If this helped, hit like. It helps more people find the channel. Subscribe if you haven't already, and grab the free PDF cheat sheet in the description below. Everything we covered today, ready to save or share. See you next week.